This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
Welcome back to Jim Norick Arena. It's the last dance of the Big House. After 60 years, they've got a new place that's right next to it, and we're looking forward to that. Great matchup here, as we just had. Unfortunately, Midwest City came up shy in their bid to try to repeat as state champions as they fell to Booker T. And now an area champion, Dell City Eagles, will take on the Collinsville Cardinals. No stranger to this arena is Coach Lenny Hatchett, who Jordan Ray's got standing by.
Okay, Coach, this is one first-round game that's a rematch of an earlier game this season. What impact, if any, did playing Collinsville have earlier this year?
Well, I mean, it gives us a chance to kind of be a little more familiar with them and, you know, to kind of prepare for them a little better. You know, at that time we were playing them, we just kind of picked up a couple extra games, and they outplayed us that game. They were a better team, and so I hope our guys will be a little more hungry tonight.
Your last game was a remarkable comeback effort against Del Reno. I think you're down like 19-5. Are you putting any emphasis getting off to a better start this game?
I mean, we put that game behind us. Of course, we want to have a good start. You know, starts with our defense, and then we got to put the ball in the hole. So we'll see what happens.
All right, Coach. Thank you.
Thanks a lot, man.
All right, thank you, Jordan, who's got Lenny Hatchett, head coach of the Dell City Eagles. A good representation of Mid-Del once again in these state runs. When you say the run to state with the final 8. And we've seen that starting at 9 o'clock this morning, basically, with the Dell City Lady Eagles. They came up shy with their bid to try to advance, and they lose to Booker T. And then finally, the second game, Carl Albert got things rolling, and they beat Bishop Kelly. They will be in the semifinal matchup on Thursday in Yukon. And then Midwest City, so it's kind of like of the 3 games, 2 losses, 1 win. Hopefully we'll get Dell City back on the other side of it to even that up with 2 wins and 2 losses for all of this representation. And we love all of the Mid-Del support that we get for these contests, whether it be football, basketball, baseball. Yeah, we got you covered on the Oklahoma Sports Network. As a reminder, this is an audio-only presentation. OSSAA has exclusive rights with the NFHS to do live streaming as far as video is concerned. So the semifinals will be the same when they go to Yukon. That will be an exclusive, but we want to be fair to our fans, just like we had with Carl Albert's state finals run with the championship. We do an audio presentation only because we know a lot of people, that they just want to be a part of it, can do that and do that with us. So they're getting ready for the starting lineups, and so are we. It'll be a great opportunity. Give you our sponsors is Dynamic Health. That's going to be your starting lineups. Dr. Kaufman specializes in athletic injuries and able to get athletes back in action very quickly using a system called Advanced Muscle Integration. Play better and recover faster at Dynamic Health Clinic. We'll get your starting lineups here shortly as Jordan Ray is going to make his way back up to Radio Row, as they call this. And we're traditionally kind of a radio and in the audio-only presentation mode, but we'll get back to our video streaming, trust me. You can download our free app. It's free to watch and free to download. Apple and Android devices by searching the Oklahoma Sports Network. Find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. For those who are watching on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. It'll be a great opportunity for you to do that as well. So they're going to say big to the Big House, the Jim Norick Arena. 59 years. 1,879 games played before the coming of this season. 205,000 points in different winning teams, 434. That's incredible. So the Collinsville Cardinals is Brevin Walters. He's a sophomore. Austin Normandin, he's a senior. Dylan Skirrells, a 6'3" junior. Walton Kavanaugh, a senior, forward at 6'1", and Aiden Anderson, a senior, over at 5'9". And now for the area champions, the Dell City Eagles. Now Jordan Ray.
By the way, it's
joins
still in
us.
circles. I just forgot to tell you that, Eric. We know that because they were in the Titan Classic was Collinsville. So Dylan Circles in there. And where do we live off?
So we have Meshon Graham, of course. Know him from football. Shaw, McAllister, Caleb Blackwolf, another football, just a sophomore too, by the way.
Yep.
And Tavon Johnson, a senior at 6'4". So no stranger to Lenny Hatchett and his crew. He's seen these before. He's hosted a gold ball before. He knows what it's like to get here. He knows what it's like to win. To finish it off, it was a very impressive area win. They had to take on an El Reno team that had lost only 2 games all season, one to Weatherford and the other one by Carl Albert. And they win the area to take on a consolation winner. So it was reversed in the last game where Midwest City was the consolation winner taking on Booker T. So strap yourselves in for 4 quarters. We'll have a third and final three-peat game with the Lawton High Wolverines for the first time since 2009, and they will take on East Central.
Yep. So we got
They're on the other side of the bracket. They're on
Right.
the top side. This is the bottom side.
So we got back-to-back games coming up featuring the Cardinals.
Yes. Tipped up, and Del City is going to get the opening tip, and they'll have the advancement on their side of the floor in all white with just red trim and black numbers. Collinsville going to wear kind of a baby blue, even though they have red colors. It's blue and black.
It's always confusing.
Yeah, Collinsville, you think, with a cardinal red. It's kind of a stop for Black Wolf off the mark, but a rebound by Del City. A put back up, back iron's no good. Loose ball, Black Wolf with another rebound, hard up against, and there was a whistle finally.
Well, Caleb Blackwolf and Tavon Johnson are 2 football players who are really tough to keep off the offensive glass. Obviously, Del City plays 4 of their starting 5 playing football this year.
Black Wolf and Johnson have both have really good football frames that
Yes.
makes it a little bit harder for basketball players to get around. So they missed the mark on the first opening tip. Collinsville will try their luck with their first possession here in the first quarter. Ooh, a give and go inside the lane, get a kick out, possibly steal by Black Wolf, but able to recoup that is Collinsville. Harder to see their little baby powder blue numbers, by the way, with older eyes, but I think I'll do my best.
Both teams playing zone.
Oh, man, try to reverse, put that up off the glass hard. It was kind of off the mark, and they come up with a miss. Both teams come up with a miss on their opening possession. Here comes Del City Eagles. Black Wolf with a stutter step, then back out top. Back over to McAllister. Black Wolf all alone for a 3-ball. A Bobby Lewis 3 irons out. And now it's captured by Collinsville, the rebound, and that's -2 with 2 trips down the floor and no points to show for it. Collinsville on their second opportunity. Outside corner for a 3-ball look. Back iron's no good. Into the hands of the Del City Eagles, and a great rebound by Johnson.
Foul on the floor on Collinsville. Almost a charge on Graham. We now have Collinsville fans behind us complaining. Of course, that's what fans do. But that was actually a call that you would see called the charge in our last quarter, the fourth quarter of Midwest City Booker T.
Eyed the 3 momentarily, backed away.
Now, this is not a great shooting Del City team, so that's why you want to zone them. They got some capable shooters, but not really anyone who will make it with consistency.
Black Wolf, man, nice little feed inside the lane for McAllister.
So there you see Del City work the ball in really well instead of settling for a 3 in their first basket.
So they get the first one to start the night with a deuce, and they lead 2-0. Collinsville will get it across the timeline, goes down below. Has to go cross court from the other side, loose inside the lane, a kick out back at the top of the key. I thought there was a walk right there, a little misstep. Back up top again, dribbles. Right side, trapped up here in the top corner. Dribbles behind his back, loose ball, and there's a foul called. It's probably going to be on Shaw. It is. It's going to be his first, team first.
Now, Kamon Shaw is one Del City starter who can knock down the 3 with some volume to it. Also, Jaden Johnson, who comes off the bench, can.
And so they'll inbounds. Don't forget our title sponsor, It's Confidence Chevrolet Buick GMC, your hometown dealer for new and pre-owned vehicles. Visit them today. Confidence is Cavender. Going to still outside perimeter from top left to right, then try to go inside the lane. Down below, gets the one move, and then does not come down with it. Black Wolf with the rebound.
Tavon Johnson forced that miss with good recovery on defense. Tried to strip the ball, but that made the shot tougher even though he missed the ball.
Looks to drive. Oh, as he loses it, and Johnson just power, strength, underneath the goal, not to be denied, up for the two, and they're up 4-0.
Yeah, he makes moves that make me wonder why they don't give him the ball more often.
Yeah.
He can definitely score inside, and he's very skilled at it.
Well, and like for those who've not seen it, he does have that football frame. And, a nice little soft touch in for Dylan Circles.
Circles, when he jumped, I think he wanted to pass the ball, but changed his mind midair and made a really good shot.
Across the court, almost stolen as Kavanaugh got his hands on it. And they'll inbounds to Black Wolf, to Johnson, back up top. Eyes the three, then decide inside the lane. Try to dish it out to Johnson, but it gets how he comes up with it, I have no clue.
That ball hit the bottom of the backboard,
right,
and it went right to Johnson. And again, he can score in traffic. Collinsville has no one with his size.
Yeah,
they have guys with his height, maybe, but not his size.
Right. Johnson showing that even though he's got the frame, he's still got the speed enough, so he's not slow. Little bounce pass underneath. As McAllister got his hand on it, and it goes out of bounds. So Collinsville trying to come up with their second bucket. Try to keep even with Del City. He's caught in the corner here, gets out of that top. They want to try to get right inside that at the free throw line with that player that rotates in, but Del City has clamped down on there defensively, almost a strip by Del City. Outside on the left side of the court, looks to drive against two defenders, tipped away, loose ball picked up by Del City. So 1-on-2, up off the glass for two is good for Shaw, and Shaw extends the lead 8-2, almost a steal, dangerously by Collinsville to throw that out, no pressure. As everybody gets back.
When Del City's defense leads to offense, that's when they can really go on runs.
Well, they got one now. It's 8-2. Collinsville not really comfortable against this defense, trying to find something they can work with. Drives. Oh, and there's a nice dish underneath to a wide open look. And that's going to be to Kavanaugh, the senior. Cuts the lead in half. 8-4 the run with 2:28. Boy, this is a fast running clock for a first quarter. Not a lot of stoppage. Both teams up and down. It's Black Wolf to Johnson, back up top. The outside three ball from the other end of the court, rims out. So the Bobby Lewis three comes up empty for Del City. Down the floor, across the timeline. Here comes Collinsville. Loose ball tipped. A couple of white jerseys run for it. Three ball from the side pocket is good. And he puts the three up in the air to the fans on this side. McAllister said, drain it for three, and now the game's 8-7. I want to thank Scrambled as our first quarter sponsor. As Black Wolf inside the paint, little soft touch, no good. Back irons, he gets a touch of it to try to get the rebound. Scrambled, we start the game the way that you start your day. For breakfast or brunch, their chicken pancakes, deep fried French toast, 1742 Northeast 23rd Street in Oklahoma City, 405-959-72. First quarter sponsor.
Collinsville 3 came because Del City trapped and couldn't really recover in time.
Took the drive, a back away, put back is good as Circles trying to find the net, and they now take the lead for the first time tonight. Del City kind of in a drought. It's a 9-8 Collinsville lead and a foul on the floor.
Dylan Circles and Kavanaugh making plays. Del City's response needs to be, we're going to find a way to get good shots against this zone. They're going to bring in Jaden Johnson. He'll help. Also, Demarion Turner, another football player, and then a freshman with a lot of potential for the Eagles coming in, and Marquise Fleming. Ooh, Fleming leaked underneath in the paint. Got briefly open, but then Kavanaugh blocked his shot, but got called for a foul. So the first free throws for Del City.
So Fleming will go to the line shooting 2. That's your Tooney Buys Houses free throw. Give him a call at 405-931-3046. I want to thank Confidence Chevrolet Buick GMC, title sponsor for this playoff run. They really believed in what the Mid-Del schools were going to make a run at this with all the representation. And gets the second to fall, and now goes up by 1. So they tie it at the line. And now a full court press, double teamed air on a corner. Collinsville gets away with it, across the timeline, comes down with a minute left to go. Drives, and then an unbalanced shot that was just inerrant. Comes up empty. Del City with the rebound with under a minute to go.
Very timely attempt at a strip from McAllister. Forced that miss there.
Johnson uses his little football frame to move that around. Black Wolf has gone to the bench for a little bit of a rest.
I think Coach Hatch is okay and actually wants Del City to hold for a later shot, which, again, you can do against the zone, and Collinsville's not extending that zone. So
no.
Demarion Turner with the ball right there, another football player who's really good. He will wait.
Won't engage in that with 21 seconds left to go here in the fast, furious first quarter.
We'll see if someone flashes to the high post, maybe McAllister.
Probably start the run at 10 with down 11 seconds, and now he'll go. Moving right around, perimeter, Johnson outside. Back to Johnson. He takes it in the lane, gets stripped, gets his own. And then he was not able to put it back up. Still in his hands. It's a 10-9 Del City 1-point lead after 1. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Whataburger, please bring back the Monterey melt. Bring back. Okay, yeah, message received. We're brinfing it back. Grilled peppers and onions, 2 slices of melty cheese, and jalapeno ranch on 2 fresh beef patties. Bring it on. The Whataburger Monterey melt is back. We brunched it all right. What a burger!
Well, Eric Sharon with Jordan Ray here at Jim Norick Arena. You like playing here outside of going to Noble or Lloyd Noble or Tulsa in the last several years in these runs?
Well, I like that I can say I've been here. I'll say that. And as far as Lloyd Noble goes, at least there we sat closer to the action. But I'm not complaining. We have a good spot here. It's just hard.
It's a little bit higher up. I can see the court a little bit better than being right there.
It's hard to get on the floor to interview people, and I love doing that.
We had that as Del City with a 1-point lead to start second quarter action. Collinsville looks to drive against 3 defenders. Puts that out here to the right wing. Floater up off the glass, no good. Gets the rebound, though. Collinsville will start with a new start. Pass inside the lane, defended by 3 defenders. A kick out to the left, stripped, and that is a nice block by Del City with the hands of Fleming.
Yeah, Del City's defense very active right now.
Eric Johnson was double teamed, 1 high, 1 low. Kick back out to McAllister. Cross court for the other. Hits the rim, no good. Rebounded Collinsville. Here comes the Blue Jays.
Earlier this season when these teams played, Collinsville led almost the entire way.
Wow.
And Del City made a late comeback, actually got ahead at one point, but then they got a technical late in the game. And that kind of thwarted their effort.
The Titan Classic, right? During December. Yep.
January.
Tipped around, loose ball, and it's going to go out of bounds and last touched by Collinsville. So they run into the scorer's table, and they kind of have to, not the score, all the media tables that are on the line. We'll have to readjust that.
What a hustle play by Cal Schlauman. He really gave up his body on that, but just got there a little late.
Play a lot right here close to the action here. But, yeah, you got to be here at Jim Norick for the last hurrah because they're going to get the new building up and be ready for next year.
I've been here many times for Midwest City graduation, but not for basketball because I've always been around 5A and 6A when I've been around any postseason action.
Yeah, stripped and stolen as Black Wolf loses it. Collinsville with the strip and steal. Wonder how they feel as they play Del City, so they kind of know a little bit just from that some time ago. You say January seems a long time ago, but
it does.
Tipped, and that's a deflected pass in the middle of the lane. It's stolen by Del City, and here comes the Eagles. Back in the other end from way downtown, NBA style, and you'll count it for a three. A Bobby Lewis Insurance three. Surprisingly great rates with 2 locations to serve you in Choctaw and Del City. It's your Buffalo Wild Wings second quarter.
Jaden Johnson with a three, and he is one of 2 really good shooters for Del City. And against the zone, they need Jaden Johnson to do that some more.
Little stop and pop action coming back. Back iron's no good. Loose ball picked up by Del City. Buffalo Wild Wings at 5500 Tinker Diagonal, Del City. Buffalo Wild Wings offers BOGO wing steals every Tuesday and Thursday.
Ooh.
For a 3-ball look, no good. Rattles in and out. Collinsville with the rebound. 13-9. Del City with the lead. Collinsville with the ball with 5:15 in the second quarter. Boy, he went roundabout. The defender went too far extended. He cuts back in the lane for an easy 2, and he misses it.
Yeah, Del City's defense
sick on that.
Is making Collinsville, even when they get a good shot, just really uncomfortable.
Right. You get everything's off balance. It's just it's not there.
Meanwhile, for Del City, they're struggling some on offense just because they struggle some against the zone. They're not like I said, a great team shooting team.
Gets off that little pick, and then a loose ball and a tie-up by Johnson is going to be called a jump ball.
Tavon Johnson's played the entire game so far.
You notice how this is going, that in the first game we saw a lot of ticky-tack fouls, and I hope I don't do the broadcast jinx, but we're almost halfway through this quarter, and there's not been one call on either side.
So got a Del City timeout. Let's see what type.
If that's going to be a 30 or a 30 seconds, so we'll keep it here. Don't forget, we'll have the Lawton High game as our third game, and of 5 today. And you got to thank this man right here, Jordan Ray, who started setting equipment up at dark. With the time change, was it dark when you came in?
It was definitely the crack of dawn. I'll say that.
Well, the first game was at 9 a.m., so that's why.
I didn't even know they had daylight savings yesterday until later on. I was like, oh, it's pretty light outside for 6:30, and couldn't come at a worse day. With all this we have going on this week, I was really hoping they'd wait to attach it to spring break.
Yeah, well, that's coming up next week.
Right.
St. Patrick's Day and everything else. And kind of the OSSA gets all of these championships because they wanted them all in one location, and they've done that, but you got to spread that out with championships last weekend, this weekend, and that will finish it up. So got a lot of ball games to play. Wanting to play for semifinals, which is also a difference. Usually you get to state and you go bam, bam, bam 3 days in a row. And we talked about this on many occasions. A little different for 5A. They'll play quarterfinals tonight. They won't play the semifinals until Thursday, and then a finals on Saturday if they make it. 3-ball on the way. A Bobby Lewis 3 rims out. Collinsville with the rebound. Is stalked by 2 Del City defenders, but gets that up right at the timeline, but gets it across before the 10-second count. 4:09 left to go, and we're halfway through quarter number 2.
This is a very low-scoring game, especially compared to the last one. But make no mistake, these are the type of games Del City wins.
Playing into their hand. Playing into their style of basketball. Just tries to go hard in the lane. Turnaround jumper is no good. Loose ball is picked up. Collinsville had it briefly for a second. It's on the floor, and a jump ball is called, and the possession arrow is staying on this end.
That shouldn't be. Tavon Johnson you're right, but Tavon Johnson forced a jump ball, I thought, unless he got called for a foul. I didn't hear that, and that was Collinsville ball. But
no fouls there in this. We only have 1 foul, believe it or not, and that's on Collinsville. Really letting these guys play. In the lane, back pedals, turnaround jumper, off balance, and that's what we said. Del City is just making them uncomfortable with their shots that they do get.
Yeah, exactly. Just grinding. Everything's a grind for Collinsville. But again, Del City will make offensive mistakes like that one.
Yeah, right inside the lane. Collinsville goes coast to coast, up and in for the deuce. And now they make it within a one-bucket game, 13-11, with 3:19 left to go before the half. No, that's not a first-quarter score, by the way. You say it's so low scoring, that's something that you see after one. And by the way, hardly any fouls. 3-ball on the way. A Bobby Lewis 3 does not connect. Rims out. Collinsville, almost tried to sneak it from behind. Hands up play by McAllister. Almost tried to pickpocket the steal from behind.
Del City got the look they wanted, and then they forced a turnover. So even though they got to be frustrated sometimes with their not shooting well, they always get back on defense and focus on defense no matter what type of struggles they have on offense. And they got a good look at the previous possession for Jaden Johnson. It just didn't go in.
Well, McAllister, little dish out.
They brought Caleb Blackwolf in, and they need to find
they got Johnson out.
Yeah.
And these are football players that, not to say that you get tired easier, but it's like 3-ball from this side corner, no good. That should have been a little bit of a walk. Took the extra step by Schulman.
That was Mishan Graham who shot that. He's been quiet. He's not really a three-point shooter, but he did have an open look there.
Tries to look, a little dish pass underneath, and it's deflected and goes out of bounds.
Good recovery by Blackwolf to deflect that out, preventing a layup.
It's now a 2-14 count, a 13-11, and now Johnson's going to come back. That was kind of a quick trip to the bench to get a breather and back out on the court.
As good as Del City's defense has been, they have not forced any type of transition opportunities. We'll see if they can get something going on a steal.
Del City's been known for this year is their defense.
Yep.
Lane inside, a tie up, and they're going to call a foul probably on Blackwolf. Shaw. So you could pick the two. One was on the left side, one was on the right.
Del City, they're known for their defense every year.
Yeah. Well, defense wins championships.
And they've won a couple thanks to that.
Yeah, that's true.
Probably could have won 3 if it wasn't for COVID.
Little bounce out. Tries to, what a disastrous that thing was 5 years ago. Turnaround jumper. Hits the front of the rim. Johnson with a rebound. Here comes the Del City Eagles on our side of the floor. Back up top from Johnson. Back over to Shaw.
Now Blackwolf and Tavon Johnson are back in. Can they work the ball into them? That would be a good idea. Try to work the ball into them somehow. So they tried to by going high post to McAllister. He just couldn't hold on to that ball.
Yeah, hard bounce pass. Blackwolf, I noticed, has got gold shoes on too, by the way. So there's a steal. 1-on-1. Waits for the defender. Goes past. Misses. Loose ball. And a jump ball is called coming back. So he missed the opportunity of the exchange, but McAllister was able to tie it up, and they'll keep it on this end of the floor.
Well, Jaden Johnson's not the biggest guy, and so he just couldn't finish there, because he just couldn't see over the defender.
Coach goes to his bench, and Fleming will come in for Del City. Fleming's got a tall frame. Fleming is 6'3" and just a freshman. Eyes this to try to narrow that out for a Johnson look for a 3-ball. Hits the front of him. Blackwolf with one touch, second touch, and it goes out of bounds. So he showed his athleticism that he could definitely rebound and get it, but just ran out of real estate and stepped out.
Right now we're looking at a 3-2 second quarter, Eric, unless something changes.
Last game, Booker T only scored 2 points in one full quarter.
And they somehow won.
And they won it. Yeah, I know. And they were up by 16. 1 minute. Had that little drag foot that was kind of moving a little bit as Collinsville had to get out of a jam because Del City's defense was right. Lickety split on there. Tries to go baseline cross court from the left side. Dribbles back. Little floater. No
great
good.
Blackwolf. They just eat up Collinsville sometimes, but can they finish?
Exchange, and he is. That's going to be a foul on Normandin.
So Tavon Johnson had the ball knocked away. The Collinsville crowd doesn't like it. It looked like a foul. I don't know how much contact there was.
Tooney buys houses. They buy homes in any condition. If you or someone you know needs to sell a home for any reason, give them a call for a cash offer. 405-931-3046.
Yeah, I made the face I did because that was in and out. That looked like it was destined to go in, and it just rolled out. And Del City just not scoring right now.
Second shot is good. Lead is 3. 37 seconds left to go, and we'll have halftime. Don't forget, audio-only presentation. We'll have second half action, and we'll also have Lawton High and East Central coming up at 7:30. Long day here at the Big House with 8 games being played, so we're not even the last one at 7:30. They got another one to conclude that. Up top, pressured, spin move. Inside the lane, turnaround jumper, no good. Loose ball, and that's going to be off on Collinsville.
Yeah, that was Michon Graham just would not allow his man to get any separation from him and forces a tough shot. And that's the thing about Del City on defense. You just can't shed them. You can't. They're going to be on you. They're going to be sticky. You can't really get them off you.
Well, a finely dressed Lenny Hatchett, sharp-dressed man in his suit, calls the play for the last 15 seconds of the half.
I'm impressed with the shoes.
Shoes don't match the suit, but you got to be comfortable on a gym. We'll give him that. Back up top, Key with 9 seconds left to go. Has to drive left. Looks nice bullet pass. Johnson in the lane against 3 defenders. Back iron's no good. Collinsville 1. It will not count. In his hands and hits the middle of the scoreboard and down safely to make it a 14-11. Yes, don't check the scoreboard to say, is that after 1? No, that's after 2. We're at the half. It's Del City with a 14-11 lead. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and asked yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
Call Rob and Will.
How can you describe Whataburger's honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich? The chicken just has a certain... And then there's the sauce that just gives you a little bit of... And the cheese? It's the exact right amount of... It's almost too hard to put it into... Yeah, that's the word I'm looking for. The honey barbecue chicken strip sandwich at Whataburger. Just like you like it.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business, and always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell. Call them at 405-642-8558.
The Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit at Whataburger, available from 11 p.m. to 11 a.m. Only, it's not that time right now, so it's not available. Instead, we must sit here until 11 p.m. watching footage of the flaky, crispy, buttery goodness that is the Honey Butter Chicken Biscuit. Once again, our desires are denied by, ooh, look, the Honey Barbecue Chicken Strip Sandwich. That'll hold us over till 11 p.m. What a burger.
Experience the best wash in town at Tommy's Express. You'll love our open and bright tunnels, easy loading flat belt conveyor, unlimited membership, and free vacuums and mat washers. Experience the difference and visit Tommy's Express today.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
All right, well, we're back in the Jim Norick Arena, the last dance here at the Big House, and we've got a surprising halftime score for this one, but very defensively on both ends. 14-11, Del City leads to try to get to the semifinals. 60 years with over 1,879 games played, over 205,000 scored points, and 434 different winning teams in this legendary building that will be gone next year because the new one is built right next door. So looking forward to that. Del City, and they're all whites with just kind of a little bit of a red tone and black. And Collinsville, as we said, not in their red, but kind of a baby powder blue. That's their other colors, by the way. So Collinsville will start off with the ball. Down below up against Black Wolf. Turnaround jumper, no good. Rebounded by Del City. So the Eagles, that's what happened on both teams. They came up empty on both times of the floor to open up this game. At Del City, same thing, and there's a loose ball and a whistle on the floor.
Well, it's a loose ball foul on Collinsville's, but that before that, a three-point shot missed by Kamon Shaw. Del City now 1 of 12 from three-point range. Collinsville not even trying, really.
Think third quarter sponsor is Patrick Newbies from Farmers Insurance. Give him a call, 405-733-7671. Newbie Agency, your local Oklahoma Farmers Insurance agent in Midwest City. Our agency, family owned and operated. Been serving the public for over 40 years. Little fadeaway jumper for Del City. Count it for three.
It's two.
Or, I mean, for two, I'm sorry. For Graham.
For number three.
Count it for three. You know, three with a two. How about that? There you go. You understand what I meant.
I now do. I thought you meant three, and then it was like, oh, wait, that's number three.
That's right. That's right.
Nice shot, by the way, by Sean Graham. Again, anytime you can hit those type of contested shots, that's a big bonus for Del City.
Now, is this the largest lead from either team? A 5-point lead? Loose ball picked up. Ties it. Okay, the largest lead, yeah. Little bounce pass because Del City had a run in the very beginning. Front iron's no good. Rebounded by Johnson into the hands of the Del City Eagles. They switch ends of the floor, of course, at the half, and they're on the right side of our court.
Well, you saw a great comeback in the previous game, Eric. This lead feels a little different.
There it is. That's the three ball that you need as Graham hits it. Is a Bobby Lewis three. Surprisingly great rates with two locations to serve you. Collinsville going to drive right after crosses the timeline. In between two defenders, puts it back up top.
So an 8-point lead for Del City feels, like a 20-point lead for Booker T. Nice shot there by Collinsville.
He stops and pops as he engages. His circles kind of made an impact in the first half. But you say, well, 13-19, that's not much of an impact. Black Wolf takes it strong to the hoop, but he dishes it out for a three-ball look. No good. Rims out and into the hands of Collinsville.
Yeah, Circles and Kavanaugh, those are the guys who look for their shots. They just have to work the ball around to them.
And they did, and they hit it. Drains a three-ball. Just what Collinsville needed to bring them back into a run for Del City to make it 19-16. Now the lead's only three. A little bit of defense coming up by Collinsville. They splits the defenders up, and it rims.
McAllister, that is a nice offensive move the way he switched to his left hand there.
Nice roll.
Again, he's more of a defensive-minded player, but he will score at times.
Same kind of look here. Rotates around. Black Wolf contests, and they're going to say a foul on the floor. So he got physical and a little bit too much for trying to pick the pocket. And Black Wolf's just going to pick up his first in the team first.
Black Wolf said something to one of the Collinsville fans. He has the most interesting reactions after being called for a foul. He sometimes doesn't know his own strength, this Caleb Black Wolf. An amazing physical specimen, again, only a sophomore.
Yeah. Definitely an impact player on the football field as well. So a good multi-talented athlete coming from Mid-Del.
A hell of a good high school basketball career when it's all said and done. But football is where you expect him to play in college.
Oh, man, almost loses his balance after a spin against two defenders in the lane. Forces that one up. We saw that earlier in the half that Del City's just making Collinsville feel uncomfortable with their shots. Black Wolf takes it coast to coast up, and they're going to have a foul on the way in. And he's going to shoot two. And that will be your Toonie Buys Houses free throws. We buy homes in any condition. If you or someone you know needs to sell a home for any reason, give them a call for a cash offer, 405-931-3046. Want to thank our title sponsor, Confidence Chevrolet Buick GMC. From oil changes to major repairs, service all makes and models. Visit them at Confidence Chevrolet Buick GMC. Exit Hudaburg at 6100 Tinker Diagonal, Midwest City. Confidence is Cavender.
Tony Bice's free throws for Caleb Blackwolf. He misses the first one. He was kind of out of control on that play, but drew a blocking foul, and I didn't even know he was shooting. I didn't think it was shooting, but he's getting free throws right here. Makes a second.
Gets that second one to go.
Now, Collinsville scored 5 quick points, but, of course, they had a very low-scoring second quarter, so who knows what to expect from them. That's what makes these leads for Del City seem bigger than they probably really are.
Goes baseline into traffic. Picked up Del City with the loose ball, and it's Blackwolf with the ball. Crosses the timeline. Dish out. Far corner, back to Blackwolf, to Johnson. Johnson, one bounce in the lane, in the paint.
He tried to lay up softly. The problem is he was too far away from the basket to lay it up that softly.
Hit that rim and out of bounds is what it's called. And so Collinsville will inbounds. Had a long day of basketball here, starting at 9 a.m. here at the Jim Norick Arena.
I'm glad we're not doing all the games.
We had a little bit of a break there with our OSN team representation. On your audio-only presentation, he goes strong to the hoop. Johnson's going to be called with a foul.
Johnson may have had a hand on him.
So Kavanaugh takes it strong to the hoop, and he'll shoot 2.
By the way, Eric, I want to mention something. We didn't mention this last game, or we didn't have a AAA player of the game, AAA screen printing player of the game. Moosey Booker T. We got two tied up with what was going on as the free throw was missed for Collinsville. So even though it's a different game here, I want to go ahead and recognize Jarvis Nash as the player of the game for last game, the Triple League player of the game.
For Midwest City, come up shy to try to make a repeat of state champions, but they make the final 8. We talked about those 6 coming from the West that were really good teams: Midwest City, Del City, Carl Albert, MacArthur, El Reno, and Lawton High. And a timeout called by Del City. It's a timeout, full timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Experience the best wash in town at Tommy's Express. You'll love our open and bright tunnels, easy loading flat belt conveyor, unlimited membership, and free vacuums and mat washers. Experience the difference and visit Tommy's Express today.
Celebrating a lot of our OSN teams in quarterfinal action. We have got 13 schools on the network. Got some great representation. Del City girls, unfortunately, their bid for the run to state ended this morning. Carl Albert girls advanced to win. Midwest City comes up shy of Booker T, and this Del City team with a slight lead as area champions over Collinsville, and they face each other in the Titan Classic earlier, where Collinsville with the win. Blackwolf gets the nice little trade-off inside to paint. That's good for 2.
So I was wondering, what did Del City drop, if anything, did Coach Hatch drop on offense? It may have been just that, to give Caleb Blackwolf some action on the high post, and made a really nice shot there.
The lead is now 7 for Del City with 3:32 and counting. Both teams with 2 fouls. So they got some fouls to give. Oh, a little backdoor give and go to try to alley-oop underneath. No good. Johnson almost took the extra step.
He has pretty good body control for someone with his size.
In the hands of Blackwolf. They'll kind of patiently kind of work this ball around a little bit with perimeter passing. We're going to go back up top to Shaw. Immediately, dishes back over to Graham. Graham wearing a white headband. There's two of them on the floor with a white headband for Del City. Makes the shot off the glass on the far left side, no good. Collinsville streaking down but gets tied up defensively, works around that edge, puts a shot up, deflected, puts a second shot back up, and it's going to be stepped out on the lines with a rebound for out of bounds, and Collinsville will retain.
Off of Jaden Johnson. It goes back to what I've been saying, though. You just have to work so hard to even make a simple two-point shot.
Well, so Black Wolf with a smack down, and they try to get the little give and go off of the exchange underneath with a pass. And how often teams pass those design plays, and he gets fouled and he goes to the line shooting too.
Yeah, that's one thing that can help Collinsville. They can get baseline out of bounds plays because they run good ones.
Misses the first
free throw.
For Tooney Buys Houses, give them a call, 405-931-3046 for a cash offer. They buy homes in any condition. Thanks for their fine support through the football and basketball season. Tooney Buys Houses.
Well, we mentioned player of the game earlier for the last game. It's quite a race for who was going to win at this game. No one's really stood out for Del City.
Kind of rotate that around.
Coach Hatchett likes it that they do have balanced scoring. Even if they're not scoring much, it's balanced. If they do score a lot, it's also usually balanced scoring. You're not going to see a 30-point scorer from Del City, usually.
So it's a 6-point Del City lead with 2:15 left to go here in the third quarter. A little give and go. Back up top. 3 ball on the way, and back iron's no good, but the rebound for Del City. Johnny on the spot. Tell you what, we're in the right place. Was Johnson. Johnson will heave-ho a 3 and no good, but the putback up is good for 2 for Graham. So Graham knew how the off shot was up, and he puts it up softly for the 2.
He's had a really good third quarter. He didn't do much in the first half scoring-wise. He's now come alive. I believe he's got 7 points all this quarter. He does have 7 points, and I believe it's all of this quarter.
Yeah.
In fact, I can even check on that.
Kind of come to life there. Collinsville tried to split 2 defenders and then try to throw backwards to his left, and that just goes out of bounds. So it comes up empty.
I can now confirm with certainty now.
Okay.
All 7 of Michon Graham's points have been this quarter.
Timeout on the floor, and that's a 30-second timeout, and that's going to be by Collinsville. Collinsville Cardinals come in with a record of 17-11, so you kind of, how balanced are they? We don't really know the East versus West too much. You don't have a lot of common opponents, but the only thing that we do have is Collinsville's win over Del City in the Titan Classic back in January.
Yeah, they lost to Norman North earlier that tournament. Well, it wasn't a tournament, kind of a round-robin deal, and then lost to Carl Albert as well. So it was a pretty nice performance. You know, what's interesting about them, they finished 5th in their district. So they're pretty much a Cinderella story this year, but really shouldn't be surprising. They make state a lot. They made it in 2022. They made it last year. By the way, they lost to Carl Albert in 2022. They lost to Midwest City the first round in 2024 last year. So they're getting the full Mid-Del treatment here. Now getting a chance at Del City. But, you know, Collinsville has a very consistent basketball program, and they won the 2 area games. They lost the regional championship, I think, to Booker T. They won the 2 area games by 1 and then 1 again.
McAllister to Turner, back to Turner as they get a little bit of press across to the timeline. Oh, man, trying to go cross court, and it's deflected as they try to get it to Graham, but now it's stolen back on the other side, and here comes Del City. Little bounce pass, tried to slam dunk for Graham, misses. And that got the crowd kind of
That's what happens when you play well on offense. Sometimes you try to do too much.
Yeah. So Del City missed with an opportunity, and a pick the pocket goes out of bounds right there. When you play in arenas like this too, your vision is off a little bit because of how this sets up, you know. And that ball is going to be thrown out.
Yeah, right on your point. There was some off vision right there on that. Bad pass by Collinsville.
Well, it's not like your high school gym, so there's not a lot of, you know, I mean, the depth perception is really different. And they say that, and you know, get used to it, but you're on a nice hardwood floor. here at Jim Norick Arena in the last dance of the Big House. For some of these teams to punch their advancement to semifinals, which will be played Thursday in Yukon.
Against Booker T.
Yep, that winner will take this one on. So I'm sure all the Booker T coaches are here watching this one. Game planning. Johnson takes on the hard charge up.
Nice
the
move.
bank is open. And Johnson just took it hard in the lane and said, forget about it. Full court press. Del City. To get it across the timeline, got some numbers. Going to race, pop, stop, no good. Rebound, and that's going to be a collision. As Del City, as McAllister gets the rebound, but Kavanaugh picks up his third.
The way both teams defend, you just don't see a lot of fouls here like you saw in the last game.
Yeah.
So not a lot of free throws, not a
play
lot of
as
times.
physical.
Yeah, teams are in the bonus situation, and we're not going to see it here at the end of the third quarter.
No. The final 4 seconds. It's going to go out of bounds and last touched by Collinsville on the tip away, and so 2.2. This is a kind of a.
You remember this situation?
Oh, I remember this. Let's see if they can do this one up a back alley go. It's going to be Johnson in the middle lane, and he gets stripped, and that's going to end the third quarter. 28-18 is the largest lead tonight. Del City leads by 10. We'll be back with the fourth right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business, and always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell. Call them at 405-642-8558.
All right, well, we're back here at the Jim Norick Arena, the last dance of the Big House. After 60 years of playing games here, and the new stadium built, not quite ready for the fans yet, and will be ready for next year. So it's now a 10-point lead. What do you say if you're Coach Hatchett leading into this last 8 minutes?
Well, what you don't want is bad offensive possessions that lead to transition opportunities for Collinsville. So they just need to take care of the ball. Collinsville's still zoning. Now they're going to bring up their defenders some. They may trap a little bit.
Nice little drive, and then stops and pops inside, outside the paint. No good.
It's kind of what Collinsville wants. Jay Johnson shot a quick shot. It was a good shot, almost went in, but Collinsville needs Del City to shoot quickly. They need to pick up the pace some.
Well, they put the trap on, but they were able to cross the timeline. Collinsville looks to try to go strong to the hoop. Hands in the air by Del City defenders. No foul. Ball goes harmlessly off the glass. Del City with the rebound. Quick three ball coming back the other way, no good. Rebounded by Collinsville. They come quickly down the floor. He had to kind of wait. He didn't have the numbers. He had 3 defenders in his face, and he slows it down just a bit.
Yeah, if I was Coach Hatch, you may say, okay, let's really take our time our next possession.
Yeah, really eat some clock up with a 10-point lead. Almost slips on the floor, and their timeout was called. Boy, that was really close because, man, he almost lost that possession arrow.
Well, Collinsville had 4, so this is a good use of it.
30 seconds here.
Yeah, you have you start the fourth quarter with 4 timeouts, so you can use a couple of save possessions. That makes a lot of sense. So I get that timeout by Todd Anderson again, the Collinsville coach, who's he's really coached a lot of different teams in the state tournament. So the fact that this one made it definitely a surprise because, again, they were a 5 seed that lost in the regional championship and then won back-to-back 1-point games. So they're the Cinderella story here on the boys' side.
Confident Chevrolet Buick GMC, your title sponsor for this run in the playoffs, your hometown dealer for new and pre-owned vehicles. Visit them today at Confident Chevrolet Buick GMC, exit Huderberg, 6100 Tinker Diagonal, Midwest City. Confidence is Cavender. 7:04 remain in this one. semifinals await the winner to take on Booker T in Yukon. Boy, that was deflected by Black Wolf, but it got through, and he'll put it up off the glass and fouled, and he'll go to the line.
Again, the value of that timeout called by Coach Anderson is just that you can set up a baseline of bounds play. That's been the best offense lately for Collinsville. They get to the free throw line here. They've been able to find someone slipping open underneath there.
They'll try to Tooney buys houses. Charity stripe. Call 405-931-3046. They buy homes in any condition. First shot, no good. Also, Del City just kind of really out rebounding. They don't get a lot of second or third opportunities, with shots, and so gets that one to go.
And Collinsville's not been great at the free throw line.
Quickly down the floor. Oh, man. Oh. Johnson did a rifle blast to Black Wolf, who was in the lane but just ran out. It was too hard, too fast, and it goes out of bounds.
Yeah, Collinsville's strategy on defense to speed up Del City has actually worked. Their defense hasn't been great. They've been good, but what's happened is Del City's kind of forced some things that they probably didn't need to.
A lot of in-your-face, flying around, hands in the air. A lot of action for Del City. As far as defensively, staying on, gets stripped, and there's a steal. Del City got a fast break opportunity. He'll take it coast to coast. Up off the glass for two is good.
That's Kaman Shaw, and he has one other layup this game, and that also came in transition because of a steal.
Outside corner, three ball on the way. Back iron's no good. Black Wolf with the rebound. Here's another opportunity for Del City. One-on-one, up off the glass. He's fouled on the way up, and that's going to be on number Circles, Dylan Circles.
Yeah, so Del City now has got two transition opportunities, and again, this isn't like the last game. An 11-point lead is much harder to come back from.
Tooney buys houses, charity stripe.
Now 12.
Get that little roll in. Call 405-931-3046. They buy homes in any condition. Don't forget we have our triple header of the boys games. The Lawton High Wolverines on a great year of not making the state since 2009, dropping down from 6A to 5A. Won their area, and they'll play East Central coming up next. A lot of basketball on the network. On Wednesday, we'll have Bethany in action in 4A. We'll
Newcastle
have some
girls.
Semifinals on, and Newcastle girls. Yeah, we'll have, and they'll cut a 10-second count.
Oh, Coach Hatchett was excited.
So he slowed it down where they got a turnover for free.
You know what helps there is you really have to prepare your team for this, but when you miss a free throw like Del City did, you still have your full court press set up. A lot of teams only will press when they make a free throw at the end.
Del City will just play a little keep away now. Round robin this is Coach Hatchett kind of draining some clock here. Black Wolf outside, then across court. Yeah, we'll just perimeter past this quite a bit. Nothing fancy about it. Underneath to Johnson, and he goes hard underneath. Try to find the low post open man down below, and he's fouled, and he'll go to the line.
And there's a race right now between Tayshawn Johnson and Michon Graham as far as who's going to lead the team in scoring. So Tavon Johnson right now.
Tooney buys houses.
Yeah, if he knocks down his two free throws, he'll be in the lead.
Free throws, first one is good.
He really plays under control. In fact, sometimes you like him to be a little bit more out of control and try to aggressive things on offense.
Del City trying to make the statement that they only lost to Lawton High with a tie by 2 points to either. Oh, drains a three ball. A Bobby Lewis three and a timeout called by Collinsville. Surprisingly great weights with two locations to serve you at Choctaw and Del City. Full timeout. We'll take it with them. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Whataburger, please print back the Monterey melt. Print back. Okay, yeah, message received. We're printing it back. Grilled peppers and onions, 2 slices of melty cheese, and jalapeno ranch on 2 fresh beef patties. Print it on. The Whataburger Monterey melt is back. We brumped it all right. What a burger!
All right, we're back here at Jim Norick Arena, the last dance here at the Big House with 60 years of playing games here on this court. And 5A, 6A new to this, because they've been going to jumping back between Tulsa and Norman for all these many years, and they finally got it all under one location.
Well, there's never been 6A here for a state tournament, and that will change tomorrow.
All right, to inbounds with 5:29 left to go. Del City gets it up to Johnson, full court press. And Black over to Backwolf. Black Wolf gets it from the halfway point, and he'll put it up top, and they'll slow it down and drain some more clock. Del City just going to play keep away. There's three fouls, no, only two fouls for Collinsville, so they got a ways to go. Little backdoor, Black Wolf up. That's a nice exchange of working the ball around. Get the open man, just a nice little easy soft touch up off the glass for 2, and now the extended lead is 34-22.
Yeah, there's just not a lot Collinsville can do defensively to pressure Del City effectively.
3 ball from the outside, back corner, no good. Gets the rebound, though, puts it up. Puts a little elbow into Johnson. There's no foul. Loose ball on the floor. Loose again after there was a tie-up. There's still a mad dash for it, and a timeout was called by Collinsville just to say that, do I have the possession just enough to call the tee?
They do, and they'll have 1 timeout left. I thought McAllister was getting mauled a little bit there on that.
Yeah, but it's a full timeout. We'll take it with him. We'll be back right after this on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and ask yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light, and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes, call Rob and Will.
So Sweet Caroline getting the crowd up just a little bit, but they're going to have to shut that down as action is started after the full timeout by Collinsville. Rifles a pass outside and drains a 3 ball.
Back-to-back threes made by Collinsville.
The Bobby Lewis 3, surprisingly great rates with 2 locations to serve you. Choctaw and Del City. Check them out for a free quote today. Little exchange, boy, that's really nice. Again, Black Wolf on the other end, and a nice assist with a cool little small layup for 2.
Yeah, again, Del City's getting easy points off this pressure from Collinsville. So that's not really working for them, but if they can keep hitting threes, they'll still get back in this game.
Yeah, 11-point lead with under halfway to go in this one. That was a kick out of bounds. That's the thing, and you've quoted me about saying about stall ball, about, slowing things down. If that's not your MO, if you're a run and gun and you like to really run it, kind of throws things out a little bit.
It all depends on the context, but you're right.
Johnson gets the rebound, though, over to Black Wolf, who's kind of had a good little run here as of late with some nice assists for a free look. They'll tap back to Black Wolf, was top of the key to Johnson. Bounce pass over to Graham, then back up top to Black Wolf. Play keep away. Say, here we go. But, this is a little bit different because they're rotating a lot faster. So, as a typical stall ball would be where people are just kind of standing with their feet still. There's a lot of movement.
They can grind it out. And the trapping from Collinsville just is not, it's just not imposing enough.
Yeah. Hopefully I'll have an interview with Coach Hatchett if Del City wins, and then we'll close out the broadcast and then come back and set it up for Lawton High and East Central. For those who are on YouTube, subscribe to our YouTube channel. On Facebook, give us a like and follow there. Oh, man, try to get that. And a Collinsville player stepped right in the middle for a steal. He goes coast to coast, and they're going to say, they're going to count it. I thought the foul, the whistle was before, but they're going to say it is counted. It was the delivery through the basket and the three-point swing. Back to 9-point lead. Not quite over yet, so don't quite pack this one up. As Collinsville not going away.
Hayden Anderson makes the foul, the basket and the free throw. I believe he's the coach's son.
Steal by Collinsville, coming opportunity. They got the numbers, 3-on-2. Outside, then drives. I thought he was going to take the three. He's trapped by Black Wolf and Graham, two defenders, upside the paint right at the charity stripe. No good. Black Wolf with the rebound.
Well, we got the crowd going if that went in.
Tip back to Black Wolf. Yeah, that's right. Little exchange to up and not good. Connected for Shaw. It's really kind of hard. Shaw and Graham, they're 3 and 5, and they both wear white headbands. So I'm just kind of like, okay, which one is which?
Well, this is simple if you can tell. One's left-handed, one's right-handed.
Okay, well, I didn't even look at that.
Yeah,
so.
Graham, but that, of course, is hard to tell just when you watch him just run up and down. But Graham's also a little bit bigger than Shaw.
Toonies buys houses, opportunity at the charity stripe for Del City. And Mr. Shaw. They buy homes in any condition. Call them for a cash offer, 405-931-3046. Tell them the Oklahoma Sports Network sent you. Confidence Chevrolet Buick GMC is your title sponsor for all Mid-Del basketball in this run. From oil changes to major repairs, why not see them today? Confidence is Cavender. Gets the second one to fall.
You know, they're not giving Del City both free throws. Now they do. They're a little late on that.
Tie up right there at the line. And there's going to say a foul, though.
That's a tough one. I mean, you're trapping with everything you got, and at the very end they call a foul on you. You're about to force a bad pass or a 5 count. But not a penalty for Del City. Not yet.
So time is the factor now, and a steal. A layup. Easy steal and a 2 as McAllister gets the steal and the bucket to make it 40-28, and time's running out for Collinsville. 12-point lead, and there's a little ticky-tack as
it's such an
McAllister
adventure.
Will probably get that.
Such an adventure dribbling the ball anywhere near McAllister, who, again, he's like Jarvis Nash in the sense he'll make defensive plays that you just don't expect and you don't see most good athletes on the basketball court make.
Top of the key. Steal by Black Wolf. He'll come layup, dribbles behind his back. Up off the glass, just a nice exchange and up for the deuce. It's good for 2. 42-28. 140.
I can't help it, Eric. I got to give player of the game. This Collinsville just scores too, and we'll see the last time out called by Collinsville. I guess to all of the starters, they all are between 9 and 6 points. This will be interesting to see if no one for Del City gets in double figures. But that's kind of where we're at right now. They have the starting lineup in, and it's 8 points for Graham, 6 for Shaw, 6 for McAllister. Black Wolf exploded this quarter, is 9, and Tavon Johnson has 8. And they got a little bit of help on the bench from Jayden Johnson. So it's looking good. This is a full timeout, but obviously we're keeping here.
Yeah.
The difference here, I want to say this, the difference here for Del City and like Midwest City, here's what we learned so far in all the Mid-Del games. It pays to win your area because not all the opponents are the same. Booker T boys and girls are at a higher level, and those are the teams that beat Del City girls and New City boys than Collinsville here and Bishop Kelly girls. And Del City has not had a pretty game on offense, but it's okay because they can afford that in this matchup here. And that's why you want to win 3 straight games. It helps to play an opponent where you don't have to be great. Midwest City had to be great to beat Booker T, and they came up just short of that. You want that matchup later in the tournament.
Collinsville doing everything they can, send all the bodies defensively. Del City breaks that, cross the timeline with 1:27 left to go. And then they throw that away in the middle of the lane, so that was stolen. Collinsville comes back with 1:16 left to go. Lets that one rain for a 3. Rims, loose ball, picked up Collinsville with a rebound. Turnaround jumper is nice move. No good. Rebounded, and a foul down below.
Number 0, Kevin Walters, his 3rd, team foul number 4.
So they haven't put his number in yet for Del City, Jaden Johnson, but they probably will here. He's got 3 points at least from a 3, but he's had a solid ball handling game. Yeah, he's got 3 points. But not a penalty situation yet for Del City.
With a $1.05 remaining. I'm going to throw this out in there. They want to try to get that as Jordan Ray is going to go down and get the interview from Coach Hatchett of the Del City Eagles, and a timeout is called by Del City. 30-second timeout, we'll call that here. So, as a long day started at 9 a.m. this morning, representation for the Oklahoma Sports Network. This is an audio-only presentation. NFHS has exclusive rights to stream, so not a lot of people ask that about why are we watching these two ugly guys call basketball. Well, that's the only way that we can keep you connected with live scoring and what you can see from us on an audio-only presentation. So we're not really typically a radio station. We're live digital streaming, and we like to bring it to you with all their 13 schools and representation. Don't forget, Bethany will be in action on Wednesday for both boys and girls, and Newcastle girls. And then Lawton High, for the first time since 2009, going to be taking on East Central right after this game and its conclusion. So 51 seconds to remain. Trying to play keep away as Del City. Round robin that with 45 seconds left to go, and they'll do what they can to milk this clock. And the Del City Eagles, who's had state championship runs before and have hoisted the gold ball a couple of times, will keep their name in the hat. Now, we talked about the toughness of coming from where Del City comes from in that side of the district on the west side, because you had Del City, Midwest City, Lawton High. They all split. All 3 of those teams split. First shot up and good.
Check in for the Eagles, number 12, Burton Richardson.
Makes it a 43. Second shot, back iron's no good. 36 seconds remaining.
Austin Normandy.
That's going to be a deuce going in for the 2. Playing for the last 25 seconds. Del City won't have to do anything, and there's going to be a collision just to kind of stop the clock. So that's the only thing they can do at the end of your season. Try to get the 10.
Number 11, Jaden Johnson, he'll shoot 2.
And he'll shoot 2. Tooney buys houses. Free throws. Up and back iron's no good. It's a 10-point lead for Del City with the final 22 seconds. And they can celebrate, and they will be playing on Thursday night for semifinals at UConn, and they will be taking on Booker T, one of the area champions on the East. So you have area champion against area champion. Sometimes that's how that works. Consolation winners. Second shot is up and good. So the last 19 seconds, no foul, no harm, Collinsville. Round ball that around, try to get some of the corner for a 3 ball. Up, and that back iron's no good. A putback up is, though. Good for 2 for Circles. Kind of making something happen with the final 4.6 seconds. Circles immediately has that. And so back to the Tooney Buys Houses free throw line. It's kind of when you close out a basketball game like this. Rims out. Don't forget, we'll have the Lawton High East Central matchup coming up after the conclusion of this game, and our interview with Coach Hatchett coming up after this. Second shot, no good. Rebounded with 3 seconds. Half court, going to take the last shot up, and that's going to end it. 43-34. Del City advances to the semifinals, and they will be taking on Booker T at UConn. And you can catch that on the Oklahoma Sports Network on an audio-only presentation. So we'll get ready here in just a minute, and we'll have Jordan Ray have the opportunity to come back and interview Coach Hatchett here in a second, right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Whataburger, please print back the Monterey melt. Print back. Okay, yeah, message received. We're printing it back. Grilled peppers and onions, 2 slices of melty cheese, and jalapeno ranch on 2 fresh beef patties. Bring it on. The Whataburger Monterey melt is back. We brunched it all right. What a burger.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and ask yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light, and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
call Rob and Will.
All right, so we're back, and we're going to send it down to Jordan Ray. Excited Del City fans right now with the win in the semifinals.
All right, let's start with Coach Hatchett. Coach, not a single player in double figures, but you have balanced scoring.
I mean, that's how it's been all year when we win games. It's in balanced scoring. If these guys ain't worrying about personal stats, then we win. And that's what they did. Time out. We made some big plays. This young man stepped up in the second half, played a lot better. And overall team defense. I mean, Tate Johnson's rebounding the ball down there, and those type of things right there help us.
Defense, I know Collins asked me 50, yeah. much less tonight. What was key to that?
Is that we want to hold people under 50. And these guys had a couple days to prepare. They bought in. They know what stage we're at in the part of the season, what we need to do. And
Any thoughts about Booker T on Thursday?
I'm glad we got a couple days. We're going to come.
All right, Coach, congratulations. All right, Michon, the whole Star player of the game, but I'm going to interview you. I haven't interviewed you yet for basketball. But third quarter, your team wasn't getting a lot of points, but stepped up and gave 7 right away. What was going on?
I wasn't feeling it first half. Had to come out second half, give my team what they needed, pretty much.
Talk about lead you guys in scoring.
Can you say it again?
How balanced you guys are on offense?
We very balanced. Everybody can score. We got to get them the ball in their spots and so they can get to work.
Same question. Any thoughts, Booker T?
We come to play.
All right, we look forward to seeing you play. Thank you.
Appreciate it.
All right, Eric.
All right, so that's a final, and Del City advances to the semifinals. You've been watching a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.